And him and I talked about marriage from the moment that we started dating. We knew that we weren't here to play games. But then I had this revelation that I don't need to get back to my routine or my old life because I am called to build a new one right now. He gets down in one knee and he finally asks the question, "Will you marry me?" This was both one of the most beautiful and also hardest seasons of my life. I didn't have a life. I had to pause everything else in my life in order to make this wedding happen. Hello friend, guess who is back? Here I am. If you're new here, the thing that I like to talk about the most is how I navigate my life with Jesus. I also love sharing my beauty tips, productivity tips, and just chatting with you all. But the truth is that I have been lost for a few months now because I have been going through the busiest season of my life, and I believe that it's finally over, but I really want to share with you what happened. Now, if you saw my last video, then you know that I had a Valentine's Day special with my boyfriend at the time, and the reason why I've been lost is because we are now married. That is right, I got engaged like a month after doing that video, and then we got married 2 months after that. And him and I talked about marriage from the moment that we started dating, in the sense that we knew that we weren't here to play games. We knew what we wanted. But obviously before we were ready to get engaged, we went through a whole process of getting to know each other. And right before getting engaged, we were talking about it in the video, we did this program that is called SYMBIS, and SYMBIS stands for Save Your Marriage Before It Starts. And basically, we were meeting with a counselor who is also a pastor at least once a week to really study who we were. He helped us see if we actually were aligned in every area of our lives. We got to see each other's values, the decisions that we wanted to make in our lives. And this was so vital for our relationship because it really made us see that we were indeed aligned and that we wanted to move forward in our relationship. So at the beginning of March, we started to talk about wedding plans. I also knew that he had a ring because he had asked me about the size of my finger before he went on his trip to Australia last year. I knew that a proposal was coming, but I didn't know how, when, or where. So then we had a trip planned for the middle of March, and it was going to be a work trip for him. So we were going to go there because he had to do some sort of event, and then days after that, we were going to spend some time in New York City, which is probably one of my favorite cities in America. So we go to New York City, we go to the work event, and then we're walking in Central Park. And to be honest, he had been very sneaky the whole week leading up to that moment. I don't want to say that I knew it was going to happen then, but I had a feeling that it could happen during this trip. Because number one, like I said, he was being super sneaky on his phone the whole time, and he's never been like that. And then also, he had been singing this song by Bruno Mars, Just the Way You Are. You know how it says? When I see your face. Anyways, and he had never sung that song before. It was really strange that he was just singing the song out of nowhere throughout the whole week. But I didn't want to get my hopes up that it was related to a proposal. So then, once again, it's Saturday in the afternoon. We are walking in Central Park, and he takes me to this beautiful fountain. I honestly still don't know what the fountain is called, but it's pretty famous in Central Park. We had previously taken a photo there before last year, and as we're walking towards the fountain, I see this beautiful setup on the floor of flowers, and there was a videographer, but there were so many people around it that I didn't actually think that it was for me, and I didn't want to get my hopes up. And honestly, we walk towards the fountain, and he starts to give me a hug because I was really cold, and he was facing the opposite way of the whole setup. So at this moment, I'm not really thinking that that is for me, but the reason why he was hugging me is because I guess the people that were helping him set it up, they didn't notice that we were there yet. And he was trying to get their attention. He was hugging me on one side, and he was like, "Hello, we're here." So then finally they see us, and there's a guitar player that starts to sing the song, Just the Way You Are. And that's when I knew. As soon as I heard this song, I was like, no way. He had never sung this song before. I think he even asked me about the song throughout the week to see if I liked the song, just in general. And I just knew that it was going to be the moment. So he turns me around and he walks me towards the setup in the middle of this beautiful fountain place in Central Park. He gets down in one knee and he starts to tell me some beautiful words. And he finally asks the question, will you marry me? And to be honest, as soon as I found out that the whole setup was for me, I started crying because I was not expecting that. I was just expecting him to ask me a question in, a beautiful place, but I didn't think that he was gonna go all the way and get a singer with a guitar, a whole flower setup, an amazing photographer. Like, he really went all out. And I was just so overwhelmed with joy and happiness. And right after that, we took some photos and we kept having the best trip ever. But then we had to make one of the hardest decisions in the engagement season, and that was the wedding date. And we actually decided to do it within 2 months, which is insane now that I think about it. To be honest, it made sense with our timing and the plans that we have in life, but it was very overwhelming. And it's not so much because planning a wedding is extremely hard, but because my husband and I are very particular in life. We want everything that we do to be excellent. And I believe that this is a blessing, and I don't want to call it a curse, but it's something that can delay us or make things sometimes a bit difficult for both of us because we want everything to be perfect and nothing can ever be fully perfect. And we really wanted to do something that we would remember for the rest of our lives. We didn't just want to rush something that was quick and unintentional just for the sake of getting married. So we went all out. We still planned like a beautiful wedding, but again, we did it in 2 months. We didn't have a wedding planner. I had no experience. And to be honest, if you want me to maybe make a video just about how I planned a whole wedding within 2 months, leave a comment down below that says wedding, or maybe type any of the questions that you could have, and I'm happy to make a video for you. And while you're at it, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, make sure that you also subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. But we did it. And to be honest, this was both one of the most beautiful and also hardest seasons of my life because I didn't have a life. I had to pause everything else in my life in order to make this wedding happen. I paused my Bible studies. I paused getting new clients for my marketing agency and really being immersed in my work. All day long, I was calling vendors, planning, managing the guests, the invitations. I DIY'd a lot of things, which is crazy to me because I had never done that before. I even had a proper bachelorette with my best friends, and I had a really nicely done wedding. Not saying that if you don't have a big wedding, you don't have a good wedding. Our wedding had around 100 people, which to me, it is a big wedding, but I still think that we put all the effort that we could to make this wedding beautiful. And as soon as I have all the videos, I'm gonna share them with you. But the celebration happened last month and we had it with our friends and our families. And it was such a beautiful and holy celebration. It was for sure the best day of my life. Some of the comments that we got from friends was that the ceremony felt like they were at church, which was exactly what I wanted it to be, and that the party was so fun that they really felt like they had never danced at a party the way they danced at our party. I believe that we had the best music and we really made people dance from the beginning of the reception. It was a complete success and God was so present throughout the entire process. And listen, it was not easy. There were many, many days when I was crying because I had no life and I was so frustrated and anxious that I had no time to really do something beautiful. But somehow I still made it happen and God was with me even in those moments. Now, during the entire process, I'm thinking I cannot wait until I'm finally married so I can officially start my life and get back into a routine and just be calm and happy again. But the wedding happened and now what happens? I have to start my life now with my new beautiful husband. I have to adjust to a new home, new routines, new habits. I didn't get to set up my workstation for weeks. And I am such a perfectionist that I have been organizing every single drawer and every single corner of this home so that I can truly feel like it's also my home. And that takes so much time. So I have been just trying to get back into a routine, trying to feel good figuring out what it even means to be a wife, because it is different than just being in a dating relationship, and also get back into a routine with God, because even though I have been talking to God every single day, I've been praying, He's been with me, I've attended my church conference, I've been going to church, I lost my routine, waking up every day and reading the Bible. Like, I just started doing that again this week. And trust me, when I don't have my habits in place, when I'm not doing the things that really set me up for success, I can fail very quickly in life. I can get anxious quickly, I can be frustrated and sad quickly, and also I don't show the fruits of the Spirit unless I'm consistently reading the Bible. Every time that somebody has asked me in the last month, how is your married life going now? I'm always like, I'm just getting started. Because to be honest, I still need to build this routine. I'm a creature of habit and structure, and there has been none of that this year. I was honestly so sad that I wasn't even able to film content for YouTube, or that I paused my Bible studies because I wasn't in the right headspace. I didn't have the time to actually sit down and prepare a message, prepare a video, prepare this whole setup. It takes a long time. And one of the things that really upset me is that before getting married, I had a routine. I was consistent. And like I said before, I haven't been able to get back on track yet. But then I had this revelation that I don't need to get back to my routine or my old life, because I am called to build a new one right now. Life is a lot different now, and I'm still navigating what that's gonna look like. And sometimes I go on social media and I see so many people who seem to have their life together. I see moms juggling different jobs and posting on social media. I see people working out and being really consistent, and then here I am as a newlywed trying to carve out some time to read the Bible, trying to get back into going to the gym, and it has been so difficult. But God has reminded me to give myself some grace, because the reality is that this version of me has never existed before. So I cannot expect the old Anna to come back. I'm building a new Anna. I also get reminded of all the years that I prayed for God to bring me a spouse, and did He deliver? He definitely did. You see, in my mind, I thought that relationships were all about rainbows, butterflies, and happiness. But most relationships are not easy. They take effort, time, sacrifice, dying to yourself, your selfishness, your pride, and your ego. They take so much maturity and giving up on who you used to be. And I don't know if I was ready for this level of growth, but God said, you are ready. If not, you have to be ready. And He is really pruning me right now. Because guess what? I'm just getting started. I have so much to learn, but I promise you that I don't think that I would have gotten to this point of actually getting married without Jesus. But I'm taking it one day at a time, and my goal is to share more of my life and this journey with you. And I pray that you're here to receive more of that as well. So a few things that I'm working on right now is, number one, building a routine. Something that I can be consistent in and follow. The fact that I'm sitting here and doing this video is such a big win, because it's been months since the last time I did this. I will also be getting back to hosting my Bible studies through my virtual ministry, HINENI, and I will be going all in with this ministry. If you are a woman and you would like to be a part of it, you are so invited to our next Bible study. You can find the link in the description of this video. And you're also going to find a link to download our app, HINENI Network, where we have a group chat and more resources that we're sharing with each other. You can also support the ministry by planting a seed of generosity. That's another link that I'm going to leave down below. It really means so much when you make the decision to pour into HINENI, because you're pouring into the kingdom of God, and we're able to help so many more people and continue doing these videos as well. I also feel like I never talk about what I truly do for a living, which is my marketing agency, but I will be telling you more about it now. I've had this digital marketing agency for the past 6 years or so, and ever since I gave my life to Jesus and decided to do content for Him, I've always kept it on a low, and I've just worked with the clients that I have. But my goal this year was to really steward that business even more, and also share more of the things that I know when it comes to digital marketing or building businesses. I've noticed that even at HINENI, there have been so many girls who are always wondering how they can get started on building a business, how they can become entrepreneurs, how they can do social media. And I would love to share some of the things that I've learned throughout the years, which I am still learning. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And if you are interested in that type of content or you have any specific questions, let me know in the comments down below. Something else that I'm going to be doing this year is to invest my money wisely. And if you have been following me for at least 7 years, then you would know that I started my journey into content creation and marketing because I used to study how to trade and then I would try to teach people how to do it. And I am not teaching anyone how to do it at all because I'm learning myself and it's not something that I'm interested in becoming a coach in. But I am currently taking mentorship by someone that I really believe in, and I'm going to be stewarding the resources and the money that God has given me so I can invest more and really prepare for the future. So maybe I'll be sharing more tips on how I budget, how I make a decision even of how much money I'm going to need every month, how I save, and how I think about money in general. I would love to share some of that with you, but let me know if you are, once again, interested in that kind of content first. And last but not least, I want to become a better wife. I want to really crush this season and be the best person that I can be, not only for me, but also for my family, the family that I'm building. I'm so excited to be in this new season. And I know that in order to get there and in order to really bear fruits in my life, I need to dive deeper into my relationship with God. And this means that I'm going to be intentional in how I spend time with Him. And I'm not going to neglect that time because I learn so much more and I feel so much more patient, loving, and kind and gentle when I do spend time with God reading His Word. If any of these topics interest you or you have any questions on what I'm doing, leave a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel to watch more videos like this one. Thank you so much for watching. I'm honestly so excited to be back. Make sure you watch this video next, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye!